We're here at SeaTac Airport in Seattle on our way to Lisbon, Portugal via Toronto. We are starting our 2-week vacation through Europe, southwestern side. We're going with a few family members just to experience Portugal, the Basque region of Spain, and Bordeaux, France. There'll be a lot of material for the next couple weeks for a few more vlogs. Stay tuned and we'll let you know what's going on. Well, here we are arriving in Toronto for the layover before we head over to Lisbon. Big, impressive airport. So it's about 7:30 in the evening. Our flight is at 11, so that gives about 3 hours to grab dinner, relax before the longer leg of the flight. Here we go.
6.5 hours later.
The line transport control. Okay, that wasn't too bad. The line was about an hour and a half because we were able to take the shortcut for the electronic readers for US and Canadian passports. So we're on our way to baggage claim, ready to start the adventure. Here we go. So this is quite interesting. I just went to the convenience store to pick up some supplies. Turns out we are near the University of Lisboa, right there. So right now there's a whole bunch of students outside. And of course, there's always McDonald's anywhere you go around the world. Alright, here we are exiting the subway. That was our first subway ride. Took a little bit of figuring out to get the ticket, but eventually we got it. We're here at our destination. Buildings that has these decorative tiles, azulejos. Another building with decorative tiles. Here we go. Okay, uphill climb. Steep uphill climb. Yes, after meal climb.
Stay free.
Morning. So we took the train from Campo Grande to over here, Rocio, the most popular square. Pretty impressive. Not too many people, which is good. Maybe it's the time of the year or time of the day. Very fun, festive atmosphere. Look at these bikes, little mopeds here. So we're gonna spend a little bit of time over here looking. So here we are at the Mantegueria, which is supposedly the most popular place to get the pastel de nata. Supposedly better than the originals that were invented back there at the monastery in Belém. There is a line, as usual, as with any place that is made popular by the internet, but it's moving along. So this is the famous Rua Augusta, which leads to the arch back there, all the way to Plaza Comercio.
A few minutes later.
That's the first thing you need to know about me. They're from the city of Lisbon.
Today we have started our walking tour, so we're going to the second spot. We had a long history lesson about how Lisbon specifically was formed. stuff that's actually on Google, but it's very good information, shortened. This is a good tour guide. He's very exciting. Yeah, so we're going to our second spot, learn a few more bits about the history of this great city. St. Nicholas Church. Just came from a little stop where we observed the Santa Justa elevator. We got a lot of information about that, some information on tourist traps. Now we are in the Museo Plaza.
The shop Santa Claus. They are for me the best ones in the world, and in fact the world agreed with me back in 2019 because last year they were the first. And I'm going to tell you in total 3 of them. The thing is to tell you if you guys about the country, okay? Because the first one is this church got destroyed a lot of times, more times than we can count. This is St. Dominic's Church.
Oh my God. It's like, it looks like it burned down. So that was a very interesting story about the church over there, St. Dominic's Church, and the history, the conflict between the Christians and the Jews during the time of King Manuel. It was a very sad story, but it's integral to the history of the city. Oh, here we go. Okay, cheers. This is a Gigina in a dark chocolate cup. We don't drink, but we gotta try this.
So if we were to buy,
So after leaving the station, we are going to be on our way up to the same level, the San Justa elevator. So we are a third of the way up. Now we're gonna have to climb this hill. What we have here is an interesting piece of history. It's a church that the sky is your ceiling. Just hanging out.
A few moments later. Day 4.
Sunday, September 14th. Can you guess where I am? Grocery. But we are in the Colombo Mall, and this is for the groceries that's inside the mall. Not really bustling, but busy enough. Kind of like Metro Supermarket in BGC. This one's a little bit more like a huge Safeway. We're gonna try to look for breakfast here. All right, we'll see how this day goes. This is our breakfast for today. Cheap Eats at the grocery. Some quiche sausage, paella valenciana, coffee, a couple of croquetas, and sausage.
A few moments later.
Okay, here we go. Geronimo Monastery. But you can see the line goes all the way over there. I think we're gonna skip this. This is at least an hour-long line in the sun. Magnificent piece of architecture. It is a monastery after all. Here's the famous pastéis de Belém. Of course, we are here at Starbucks, where it's a much reasonable space. If you are ever discouraged by the long line in front of pastéis de Belém, that's the line for the people who are trying to get seated or trying to order the nice box fresh from the oven. But if you just want to go, there is no line at the takeaway counter. People just don't see it, and there's nobody directing people, so people on the line, long line, and then just to realize that they could have just lined up at the takeaway line. Okay, here it is. Famous. So after having visited the monastery, or having attempted to visit the monastery over there, which we couldn't because there's too many people, we ended up just going to Pastéis de Belém, get the pastéis de nata, just ate it at Starbucks. So we got a drink, sat in a nice relaxed environment, avoiding the whole crowd. This area is kind of reminds me of Luneta Park. It's right by the water. It's a huge park, garden, people wandering. You got a structure over there, and that's the structure we're gonna visit. It's a monument to the seafaring heroes of Portugal's past. Portugal, as you know, is a city established with seafarers. They're right near the ocean. Over there is the Atlantic Ocean. So, have this monument dedicated to those heroes of the past. I think Magellan is here too.
A few minutes later.
All right, here we are. LX Factory, 33 concept stores. Okay, this is 33 concept stores in one floor. All small independent proprietors. Everything from clothing makers, arts and crafts, jewelry, etc., etc. 180 bucks. Okay, this is what the store is.
A few moments later.
Sige pa. The famous tram 28. Everybody gets on. What is it?
Wow.